you see the guy? There's a video. I know we're going to get right back into sports here, Warriors in particular. We are. There was a guy who paid a $60 fine in coins, and they refused to take it.
Wow.
I got this guy's back. If you're paying in any kind of form of money.
Money's money.
Money's money.
Money is money. Money is money. You know who's money? Jesse in Runner Park. He's money.
I love
What's
Runner
up,
Park.
Jesse? I love it up there. What's going on?
You guys are killing it today. I love the nostalgia. And I'm a Warriors fan. I love the Warriors. I'm also an elephant in the room guy. I'm going to say that awkward thing that a lot of people are thinking that might not say it. So here I go. Draymond Green, single digits across all categories. No Hall of Famer's ever done that. I question whether he's a Hall of Famer. Fun to watch at times. He's kind of a diva Dennis Rodman without the rebounding. So he comes with a lot of baggage, and it's a real straightforward question. Why the focus on Draymond? Why is he considered the centerpiece? Why do we talk more about him? Why is he so viewed as so important to the success of the Warriors? It's a tough question. I think other people are thinking this, and I'm gonna let you riff on this. And also, we cannot sleep on the Cardinals. Be careful. That's not a tune-up game.
Why do you think? No, I have a couple theories. Why do you think Draymond is held in such high regard?
I think he's passionate. I do think he's in the moment player. And in those championship years, 2015 and 2016, there were moments where it was like, oh, we're slipping, and he did bring an energy at certain moments where it was it was like, you're watching football and there's a turnover or there's a fumble recovery, an interception. It can change the whole dynamic of the game. And so he had those. I wouldn't call it quantitative. The numbers aren't there for him, but he had these few qualitative moments in the run where he made us feel emotional, and it's almost like falling in love with a beautiful woman who's got a personality disorder. We loved him for that, and I think that's what it is.
Interesting. I think the fact that clearly Steph Curry loves the man and Klay Thompson loves him and the organization as a whole loves him. They don't love everything that he does, but I don't love everything my brother or my wife or people in my family do. It doesn't mean I don't love them the same. I still love them. He brings a ton of value that does not get quantified in the box score. For example, boxing out somebody and then Clooney's the one who gets the rebound or whatever. The skip passes. There's a lot that he brings to the table. I do think, though, it's hard to quantify his financial value to the Warriors when the league as a whole pays people predominantly based off scoring, rebounding, and assists. Mm-hmm. And he's never going to be a guy that's going to fit that metric of how we quantify paying people because he doesn't bring value in that fashion.
Kind of similar to Kyle Juszczyk in a way, where a lot of people say the fullback makes too much money and they don't see the value in his blocking. They don't see the value in his hands when he runs routes. And now I know Shanahan doesn't use them a lot. And when you have Debo and Brendan Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, yes, Kyle Juszczyk is a 5th, 6th, 7th option. I don't need him to the ball, but you don't see the value in what he does on a game-by-game basis as an extra blocker. I'm not saying Draymond's Kyle Juszczyk. I think Draymond Green is a lot more important to the Golden State Warriors than Kyle Juszczyk has ever been to the 49ers. But in a similar fashion, a lot of people say he's overpaid. We don't need Kyle Juszczyk, and I would disagree with that. What he does play to play, what he does to open up holes, we think back to the Matt Breida run. He's had a lot of those plays where, boom, this hole's wide open. Why? Because Juszczyk and Kittle's on that edge, setting the edge, blocking somebody, taking about the gaps. He runs wide open seam routes down the sideline. It's not his fault that Jimmy Garoppolo threw it out of bounds half the time. So Draymond Green's value in terms of his mind, in terms of knowing where everybody's supposed to be, in terms of knowing everyone's set on the opposing team, the guy's a highly intelligent basketball player. There's no doubt about that. And as much as we get out Draymond Green, some of the more important moments, we think Game 5 last year, 21 points out of nowhere, right? Draymond Green was electric. Game 4, he was electric against the Sacramento Kings. You think about Boston closing them out. I thought he hit one of the most important jumpers of that game. Boston was starting to make a run in Game 4. We all remember it, or Game 6, I should say. We all remember it for Curry going crazy and Jordan Poole going crazy. That jumper he hit over Robert Williams came at the right time, at the right place. You don't win 4 championships without Draymond Green. As much as we get on Draymond, and, last year, Draymond is a very important key cog to this team, man. He makes this thing go. So, the value, it's never going to show up in the box score. Ever. But within that team, within that locker room, they know how important he is to them.
That's why you said Juszczyk, which is a good one. I hadn't considered him. I was thinking more like Justin Smith, where it's universally known amongst the players who play how great that guy is.
Right.
And I do feel like amongst his peers, a lot of people recognize how great Draymond Green is.
I'm thinking modern day right now. That's a good one. Justin Smith is good. And he made all pro teams, Justin Smith. He was very important to the success of Alden Smith. Now, Draymond Green said...
But he never won he never had tackles for losses and sacks that would really demonstrate how great he was.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So now, Draymond Green has come out this offseason saying this is the most important season of his career. The most important season of his career. What does that look like? What does that mean? To fans out there, what does that mean? The most important season of his career. Does it look like more points, more rebounds, more assists, better shooting percentage, better three-point percentage? What does it look like, Shasky?
To me, this is the component. He needs to be a better teammate. That's what he needs to be. He needs to be a better teammate to the young guys, but in particular to the old guys as well. I think he needs to be a leader on and off the floor. Not just with his words, but with his actions and with his demeanor. How many times in the last 3 years, in the final 5 minutes of a game, has he kind of lost it? Where he's in the lineup, but either he gets himself ejected, or emotionally he's not there because he's so obsessed over a missed call, this person getting into it, like whatever it be. I need him to control himself just a little better.
Is that it?
No, I think that's the first thing. I think if he's a slightly better teammate this year, and I think that the most reasonable people would say you're on to something here. All the other stuff I can live with. Him getting into Sabonis and all that, I can live with that tech if he's not riding Kuminga's confidence right into the ground.
But doesn't he need that edge to play at the level he needs to play at? Hasn't that what carried him? Hasn't that what helped spur the Warriors?
Doesn't mean that you stamp and stomp down on the fragile confidence of young players. That's
fair, but I'm kind of with Uncle Looney here. You take the good with the bad. We've always taken the good with the bad. We know what we're signing up for.
Can't we?
That's what's got Draymond Green to this point in his career, is having that edge and having that fire. He doesn't get through Michigan State without that edge, without that fire.
This reminds
he doesn't
me a lot
get through
of
the NBA through 12 years without that edge, without that fire.
This goes back.
I get that he has to calm it down at certain points. I'm with you there. I'm with you. He drives me crazy
Pick
sometimes.
And choose your spots
I
better.
agree with that.
Discernment.
I agree with that.
I expect as you get older to have better judgment.
But you know what, though? When he does start ranting and raving and he starts stomping around, he does play better. I mean, he flips. Like I think about to the Pelicans game last year.
That doesn't mean the other three guys that he screamed at.
No, I hear that. I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm not disagreeing with you. But I look back at the Pelicans game where he probably should have been ejected. But single-handedly, he flipped that basketball game. Like Curry did his thing, Kuminga did his thing, Poole did his thing. But what Draymond did that game was take the Pelicans completely out of it psychologically.
But don't you expect someone at this age to channel the things that are good, that pushes him, and just try to minimize some of the negative? For example,
I'm not dismissing that.
For example, the Kings series, which they needed a historic Steph Curry performance to come out of. We would have been looking all offseason at what he did to get ejected from that game and then miss another game with the commissioner of the NBA in the building.
No doubt.
No one is saying that you can't go at it with Sabonis.
That was
it's
unacceptable.
All the extra stuff.
That was unacceptable.
Because you cannot tell me that he rose to the moment after he was like baiting the crowd. That was, he went past the line. That's all.
He did go past the line. And you know what he did? Game 4? Played his ass off. guarding De'Aaron Fox in the fourth quarter.
So give me
you don't
game
win that,
4
you don't
and
win
less
that,
of the
but
other
again,
stuff.
you're going to take the good with the bad. He's going to run hot at times. He's going to try to get in the head of big men. He's going to try to psychologically take Sabonis out of the game. And you know what? Psychologically, he took Sabonis out of the series alongside Kevon Looney. But a lot of the mind games that he played on Sabonis, he pumped him.
You know what Steph Curry did?
Game five. Draymond Green scoring those 21 points. You know what I'm saying? That was huge.
You know, that's like that to me. When I look at like Steph Curry's evolution as a player, what was one of his weaknesses? He's not big enough. And what did he work on over the last 5 years?
Got stronger.
He got a lot stronger. And is it a weakness? Not as bad as it was 5 years ago. You're telling me Draymond can't like ratchet up the emotions and being able to control them slightly better? Like, we're talking about the same thing. Like, one thing is a guy's physical thing. The other thing is a guy's mental part. Being better mentally at the game is a skill.
In the most important moments for the Warriors, hasn't he done that? Control those emotions that you're talking about?
Well, no, because he got kicked out of a playoff game.
Okay.
That did
but
cost
in the
him.
most important game 5, did he not channel those emotions? The swing game to take a 3-2 seriously.
I understand that. But
Game
it was
4
a
down
detriment.
2-1. All I'm asking is a question.
That helped them get out of the
All
series.
I'm asking is a question. Game 4, he ran to raise about being benched in the fourth quarter. What about game 5? What about game 5?
But just because you have a good game 5 doesn't negate game 3.
No, it doesn't negate that. I know what I'm saying, but don't sit there and rip him for doing all this stuff and say, you know what?
No, I'm not ripping him.
In real time, he was able to channel those emotions and play better basketball. In some ways, it sparked him to play better basketball. So, you know, Draymond's not going to change. We're going to have to live with it.
That's like saying Steph's going to stay skinny and he's not going to work on his game. Steph's going to continue to turn the ball over and he's not going to, like, I view his emotions as part of his skill set, and honing them slightly is an aspect that he can control.
I agree with you. But at the same time, when he does hit rock bottom with those emotions and he gets kicked out, he fires back in a major way. He never lets you down in the most important moments. Now, the Lakers series, everybody let us down, right, with the exception of Steph Curry. But in your most important moments, Draymond did not let you down. He didn't.
I mean, he admitted he was like completely shook in Game 3 and in parts of Game 4 against the Boston Celtics. Like, I understand his living on the edge thing.
Well, that was different because they were yelling "F you, Draymond." He had heard that before. He's like, man, what is this? It's like a mob after me, man. He was rattled. He was rattled.
I don't know.
Paul is San Jose. Paul is San Jose. What's happening?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, Paul?
Good. I just remember, was it last year or the year before that Draymond says that now that his son or daughter is coming to the game that he's going to control his technical fouls? Because I think he just needs to play harder and a lot smarter, because you know what? In every sport, the ref's going to miss a call here or there, and you can't get mad about that.
I agree with everything Shasky is saying. I agree with everything you just said, Paul. I would love for him to keep his emotions in check. He's 12 years into the league now. This is just who he is, right? I mean, you really think he's going to change the way he plays?
Year 12 and year 13, Steph Curry added elements to his game.
But he did. I don't know if Draymond is.
Year 11 are we expecting Klay Thompson to slightly evolve?
I hope so.
Okay, so we can't ask Draymond to slightly evolve?
No, I want him to evolve.
Are you the same man that you were?
I want no. Hold on.
That you are now?
This is different, though. This is different. I don't play basketball like Draymond Green.
As a broadcaster.
And of course I'm different. Well, I wasn't even broadcasting when I was 25.
Well, 5 years ago.
I wasn't even in school.
Are you the same as you were 5 years ago?
I don't know. Maybe. Some people think I'm
you've
worse.
Evolved.
Some people think I'm worse. Draymond Green, I agree. I would love to see him channel those emotions. I agree with you 100%. He's cost us in some major ways. No doubt about it. He's also helped you in some major ways. And part of Draymond Green's game, whether we like it or not, is that fire. And can he control him? He does at times. But when he gets revved up, that's where other guys need to come in and say, hey, Dre, you need to chill it. Now, you would say, hey, you need to do it yourself. That's just not who he is. It's not. Like, I mean, haven't we learned already? Like, I've just learned to accept it. It's like he's not going to change. He's too stubborn to change.